In this video I'm going to show you how you can work a little bit more with the view and edit window so that you can get PRAAT to show you things like the pitch trace and formant tracks. So the first thing to do is to have the file open that you want. Here I've got the Amharic word for diluted.
ቸለሰ
And then what you do is you go to the view and edit window and you get the waveform and the spectrogram as you're used to seeing already now. Now as you can see we've got nothing on here really. We've got a waveform at the top and a spectrogram at the bottom. Sometimes you might want a bit of help from PRAAT in identifying formants. So one way to do this, not the only way to do this, is to go up to the formants menu, and then where it says show formants, just say yes to that, and you can see that it's put little red dots all over the screen. The little red dots are PRAAT's estimates of where the formant peaks are. So here it would be first formant F1, the second formant F2, the third formant F3, and again there and there, there, and then there, and there, and there. Now PRAAT will always try and find formants, so you can see it's also trying to find formants here in this fricative part, and you can see that it doesn't really succeed to find a good F1, so you have to take this with a pinch of salt and probably either think through or try to ignore some of the decisions that PRAAT makes. You do actually have formant structure even when you don't have voicing. But because the part of the signal that gets excited might be at a relatively high frequency, as it is for a S, where F1 is, which is pretty low, there isn't really any excitation, so you don't really see F1. So this is most useful for when you want to have a look at formant peaks in voiced sounds. If you want to get rid of it, then you just untick show formants. Another thing that you can get PRAAT to do is to show you what it thinks are the voiced parts of the signal, and to do that you go pulses and then show pulses. And what this does now is it's PRAAT's estimates of where it thinks there's periodicity in the signal. So where it thinks there's a periodic pitch peak, or periodic peak in the waveform, sorry, it puts a blue line. So these places here where it's put a blue line, this is where it thinks there's regular pulsing, in other words, vocal fold vibration. I don't use this one very often, and I don't suppose very many people do, but it can be useful to see what where PRAAT thinks voicing is. What most people, I think, use more is this one here, where it says show pitch. When you do this one, PRAAT puts a blue line over what it thinks are the voiced sections of the speech signal, and it plots where it thinks F0 is. This can be a useful way sometimes of seeing what the fundamental frequency of part of the signal is. If you click on it, you see on the right hand side here it says 118 Hertz, and what that means is this is PRAAT's estimate of what the fundamental frequency is at that point. So if I click further along, say here where it's lower, you see I get a lower number there. I get 104 Hertz rather than the 118 I just had, and here at the end where the pitch goes up, so the F0 goes up, and there you get a higher reading. So it's the number on the right which intersects with this dotted red line with the vertical cursor there. So that's a nifty way of having an estimate of what the formant values and the pitch values are in PRAAT.